This property, Paitu, comprises 300 acres of grassland, which is intensively farmed, and a further 100 acres of planted trees of various species, Pinus radiata in the main. We have significant areas of bush that's been protected, native bush that's been protected, and we're wintering 400 head of cattle, or in more modern terms, 950 kilograms a hectare. And our policy is to winter mainly yearlings and sell before the second winter. My farm is it's my hobby as well as my job, so I've tried to make an environment that's attractive to work in and attractive for other people to come and visit our workplace.
So Sally, how are you involved in the day-to-day running?
I do very little in the day-to-day running. I occasionally help shift stock, and I've planted 1 or 2 trees, but I work as a therapist and do other things. So I have an input with planning and budget, and I do the accounts and things like that. It's a very beautiful place that we live in, and the trees enhance that. And I'd like to say that the New Zealand Farm Forestry Association, which we became members of when we first tree planted, they've given a tremendous input, haven't they, Doug? And helped with our learning with the seminars and field days and things that they run.
Along the way, we've tried to fence off swamps. There are collection areas, or I like to call them sediment traps, where a gully will reach a roadway or something like that, and it creates a natural wet area. I've fenced those off and planted them with trees that like the wet, and with the hope that it catches a lot of the sediment before it gets into the streams.
Fantastic.
We have several QE2 covenants, and 3-4 years ago they started mainly possum control here, but ferrets as well, and the results have been fantastic. The farm is subdivided into 1 hectare paddocks, and we run mobs of 40, 50, maybe 60 head. Try to match over the summer months, so they're getting shifted every 2 or 3 days, and over the winter it's all between hot wires. We've got had a series of very good fert reps that have kept us on the straight and narrow and made us look at what we're putting on and what we're taking off. So we have always budgeted nutrients without having a nutrient budget.
We also add selenium as a choice because New Zealand soils are selenium deficient, and it shows through in people's health when they have selenium deficiency. So it's my little bit as a natural therapist.
The waterway needs to be carefully looked at as to what grows in it and what's the effect of fencing it, more than just to keep stock out. On streams that are running down the middle of a floodplain like that one was, much better to pull the bank off on the other side so that you can drive right to water's edge, grow grass to water's edge, whereas in a gully situation it's very easy to fence the gullies and keep stock out because there's no the water runs differently. It doesn't pond. We live on a floodplain, so you accept that we have floods. But having said that, two of the size that we had within 3 months of each other last year has made us think very differently about how we operate. It has been a catalyst to putting the place up for sale, because I run a mowing contract business over the summer months with 2 tractors and a part-time driver, and so that takes up a lot of my time, and I actually enjoy sitting in my air-conditioned office in the hot sun rather than dragging the spray hose around the farm. And I just feel that we've reached a point on the property where we have got it to such a state, we're leaving it in better heart than
and we
than
trust
what we
the
took it
next
on.
caretaker will continue on and appreciate what we've done. And I just trust that will happen. And someone that's younger with new energies is always good for land and trees.
This sounds like an early retirement.
No, we never had a big OE like our children are doing at the moment, and so it's time for us to take some time out for ourselves and go and see some of the sights of the world in a style that we can now afford, instead of backpacking it around like we would have 40 years ago.
You're allowed to give him a big hug now.